Let us solve the exercise number 5 in the part A of Python lab. In this exercise, we are supposed to write a function called nearly equal to test whether the two strings are nearly equal. What is the meaning of saying two strings are nearly equal? Suppose if you take two strings A and B are said to be nearly equal if one character change in B results in the string A. So that is the meaning of it. Now, if you didn't get what is the meaning of it, let's look at it with an example. So we have two strings here. One is major and the other one is the mayor. Now ignore the cases, ignore the capital and small case. So if you look at the first string here, M is matching with the M, A is matching with the A, but J is not matching with the Y. So there is one string difference is there, okay, and the rest of the strings are same. So if you take a revenue with the revenge with the revenue, you notice that there is only one string or one character that is differing between the two strings. So if one character change in one string results in the other string, then we say that such a string is nearly equal. For example, if you take the word sing with the word ring, you know that in this only one of them is changing, and that is yes and R. So if you change one with the other, the two strings will become equal. If you just replace one with the other, the two strings will become equal. So that is what we are supposed to do it. So we are supposed to write a function that will called as nearly equal to test whether the two strings are nearly equal. So let's go ahead with the Python. I'm going to go to the VS Code, and first thing I'm going to do is I will open the folder. So first go to the folder. So let's assume that I'm going to save it in particular D drive or E drive, in whichever drive you have. Just open that location so that you know that this is your location, and you will notice all your the programs that you created will be listed over here. You can click on any one of them to activate them. Now let's go to the new here. So you can go here from the file and the new file. This is one and the same, or you can just click on this one, and I'm going to make it as a5.py because this is the fifth program. And let me click here to close that thing. Now let's write the function, and I'll start the function as whatever that they have said. What is that? They have said nearly equal. So let me take that word nearly equal. I will not put the space here. I will just make it as a capital, nearly equal. It will take two strings, let's say string 1 and string 2. So it takes two strings, and we are supposed to check whether the two strings are equal or not. How do we check whether the two strings are equal or not? Okay. So what we are going to do is we will take the word, say, cell, okay, and let's say the word is let's say hell. Okay. So what we are doing is we take one character from let me take this one as the string 1. So let me take this one first string is string 1, and let me take the second one as string 2. So there are two strings are there, string 1 and string 2. We take the first character of the string 1 and compare it with the first character of string 2. If they are not equal, then we set a counter, and we count that, okay, one character is differing. Okay. Now let's take the second character and compare it with the second character. If they are matching, then we won't do anything. So this is number of mismatches. So the first one is mismatching, and let's take the third one, compare it with the third one, it is same. Fourth one with the fourth one, it is same. So if you look at how many mismatches were there, so there is only one mismatch. So if there is only one mismatch, that means changes in one can lead to the other. So we say that they are nearly equal. Okay. So let's look at this one, slower with the flower. Okay. So let's look at this one. Now you notice that again, this I think this is the same. Let me take a different word altogether. Which word I can take? Okay. So let's look at this word here. So near with the clear. So what you notice, the first thing, these two are not matching. Okay. So out of this, let me change the color. Okay. So these two are not matching. N is not matching. So the count of a mismatch is 1 here. Next, you take the next character. E matches with the L. So you know that E is matching with the L here. So the count of mismatches are 2. And the count is of mismatches 2. That means they are not nearly equal, because you know that change in one cannot, if you just make one change in this string, they won't become equal. So if you just change n with the c, it is not same, because you need l here, one extra here. So they are not nearly equal. So what we are doing is we check whether the number of mismatches are 1. If the number of mismatches is more than 1, then we say that the strings are not nearly equal. So how do we do that thing? So whenever two strings are given, so for example, two strings are given, okay, we take one character, and if there is a mismatch, we take a counter and increase the value of mismatches by 1. So let's take the counter now. I'm going to take the counter and I'm going to initialize it with the 0. So let's take one character from the individual strings. Let C1 be the character from the first string and C2 be the character from the second string. And I'm going to take the two strings. I will use zip to take both the iterator. So first iterator will be string 1 and the second iterator will be string 2. So what this zip is doing, if you are not very familiar with the zip, what zip is doing is it will take the first character of the string 1 and place it here, and it will take the first character of the string and place it in the C2. For the second iteration, when this for loops comes back, it will take the second character of str1, places it over here, and the second character of this and places it over here. So in other words, if you again still didn't get it, suppose if you have a ring here as str1, and the second character is let me write it here, ring as the first character, and first string, and sing as the second string. So what the zip will do is it will take the for the first iterator, it will take this r from here and give it to the C1, and yes, it will take and give it to C2. In the second time, it will take the I from here and I from here. So this will give it to C1, and this it will give it to C2. Next time it will take n of the first string and give it to here, and n of the second string and give it to here. So this is how the iterator will work. So once we get it, we know that C1 and C2 we got it. Now we just compare whether the two strings are matching or not. How do we do that? If C1 is not equal to C2, that means there is a mismatch. Then we'll increase the count by 1. So we are going to say count is plus equal to 1. So we increase the count by 1. So if the strings are not, if the characters are not matching, for example, I will say this with say sits. So suppose like this. So the you take the first character from here. Yes is not matching with the t. So count is increased by 1. Second time h is matched with the I. It is not matching. So the count will be 2. And the third time it is not matching, and so on. So but the you know very well, if suppose count goes, for example, I take the same story, this with sits. Now first character is not matching, so but still we have a hopes that if rest of them are matching, okay, then I can say that they are nearly equal. But I take the second character, they are not matching. That's the end of it. So if two characters are not matching, there is no need to check for the third character because they cannot be nearly equal. What is the meaning of saying nearly equal? One change in one of the character. So for example, change in one of the character can lead to the other string. So if you make one change, one of the characters are interchanged, the two strings will become equal. Here, if you change S with the T, they won't become equal. If you change H with the T, also, I also have to be done. So they are not nearly equal. So what I'm going to do is I increase the count by 1 and I'm going to check if the count value is greater than 1. That means more than one difference is there in the character. Then immediately I'm going to return false because these strings cannot be equal. Okay. Now once we go through the string, the next one is can we say whether the strings are equal. Now let's look at the difference here. Suppose if you take money, let me take this money with the more. Okay. So you notice that M is matching, O is matching, R is not matching with the N. So these two are not matching. So the count is 1. So count is equal to 1 because they are not matching. You know that is they are not matching. Now E is matching. But what is the problem with the remaining? So you have one extra thing over here, but you don't have anything in this location. So what this zip will do is when one of the string ends. So for example, the length of this, if you take the length of this length of it is 4, number of characters are 4, length of it is 5. It will take the shortest length, whenever one string ends, whether the first or the second. When the one string ends, this zip will just stop and you will come out of the for loop. So what the zip will do is it will take one character, one character, one character, and what it noticed is that one of the string has ended. So that means it will just stop. It cannot iterate because it cannot take anything from this string. It may be able to take the y from here, but there is nothing to be taken from here. So this iterator will stop. When you're coming out of here, you have to check whether the two strings were nearly equal. For example, if you take sing with the ring, you notice that the first character is not matching. So the count of mismatch is 1. Remaining all the characters are same. So when you are coming out of this for loop, the count of mismatch is just once. If the count of mismatch is greater than 1, definitely you will stop the for loop and then exit. When you come out, you will notice that the count is 1. That means these two are proper because the length of it and the length of it is same. But in this case, if you just omit this part, you omit this part, you notice that up to here there is one mismatch. M is matching, O is matching, N is not matching. So this R and N is not matching. One mismatch is there and the remaining are same. But what is the problem is when you come out of this for loop and the zip will stop because one of the string has ended. When you come out of this, you will notice that the count is 1, but it has not compared the last character because this zip has stopped. Because the iterator can't continue because one of the string has closed or one of the length of the one of the string is less. Okay. So when you're coming here out of it, you have to check whether the length of the two are same. If the length were proper, when you come out of this for loop, if the length were proper and if the count is less than 1, if the count is 1, then it's okay. So the length is proper. This length is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this length is also 4. So length of both the strings are 4, and there is one mismatch. This is definite. But in this case, length of it is they are not same, and there is one mismatch. So in this case, they cannot be the nearly equal string. So how do I check that? So when I come out of it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check. Let me put this one here. I will use the count plus I will take the absolute value. You know what is absolute without the sign. And I'm going to find the difference between the length of first string, that is the length of first string, minus length of second string. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do it. Okay, and then I'm going to add this. Remember, I'm taking absolute without the sign. I'm taking add them if this is greater than 1. Okay, then I'm going to say return, that's it, return false. Say return false. Otherwise, I'm going to say return true. So what is that I have done here? So let me take the same what was the example I've taken, money with the more. So when you run this for loop, in the for loop, so this in the for loop is going, you check m with the m, they are matching, o with o, they are matching, n with r, they are not matching. So you increase the count by 1. So what is the value of count here? Count is equal to 1. Then you compare e with e, they are matching. After that, what happens is the zip stops because there is one string is smaller, the other string is larger. Okay, you come here. So what is the value of count in this case? Count is 1. Then you find the difference. What is the difference of the first string? So you take the length of the first string. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5. Length of it is 5. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 character. 5 minus 4. You can take 4 minus 5. It is not going to make any difference. So this difference is 1. And this one, I'm taking the absolute one. Even if it is minus 1, because I'm taking absolute value, okay, this is going to be plus itself. Okay, so if the difference is 1, well and good. If the difference is 2, so for example, you have a string called as hello, and you have the string called as he. Now, the difference between these two, the first string, if you notice, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, minus 2. So this is going to be definitely 3. And when the difference is more than 1, difference in the length of the string is more than 1, they cannot be nearly equal. So that is for sure. Now coming back here, 5 minus 4, even if it is absolute value, this is going to be plus itself. So what is the value of count? Count is 1 already. Plus the difference between them is 1. So 1 plus 1 happens to be 2, which is greater than 1. Okay, so which is greater than 1. Then I'm going to return false here. Okay, what if you have sing and song? Okay, here you notice this is matching. Count is 1. So this is not matching. So count is 1. The remaining are matching. You come out of the for loop. Okay, count is 1 because I is not matching with the length of this is 4. First string is 4. Length of this is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Okay, so 1 plus 0. Count is 1. 1 plus 0 is going to be 1. 1 is not greater than 1. So you return true, saying that this string is nearly equal. So let me prove it with the example. I'm going to take the first string. Let me take st1 and I'm going to say input, and I'm going to say enter first string. Get done. Let me take the second string st2 and I'm going to say input, and I'm going to say enter second string string. Done. And I'm going to compare it. So I will use the if statement, if, and I will call this a nearly equal function. So if nearly equal, and I'm going to pass first string and the second string, st1 and st2. If it is true, if it is returning true, then they are nearly equal. So st, let me make it as st. Okay. So this is the st1 and this is the st2. I'm going to compare them. Let me come here. If they are equal, I'm going to say, you can say, let me start with the capital. Strings are nearly equal, equal. And what else you can say? Else, you can say print, and you can say strings are not nearly equal. Get done. Let me save it and Control S to save. I'm using the shortcut. Then let me run it and let me clear. Let me Control Z it and then enter it. Let me clear all the previous one. CLS in the DOS command. So if you are familiar with the DOS, I am not very sure you have studied DOS. So DOS was one of the operating systems. CLS to clear the screen in DOS. Okay, let me run it now. And let's start with the first string. And I'm going to say sing with the ring. With the ring. Okay. Press enter. Strings are. How did? Okay, I think I pressed the space there. Let me try again. See, I pressed the space, I think. Sing with the ring. Okay, here I think you can obviously, let me zoom in for you. You can observe that I actually pressed a space here. Okay, then that space is counted. You know very well. Okay, space is also a character. So sing is equal. Now, how do you run it again? See, you in your keyboard, you have this up arrow key in your keyboard. So press that up arrow key, and you will be able to get this whole story. So just press up arrow, and you get that thing. Okay. Press enter, and let's say, what was the thing I said? Sell with sold. Okay, I think these two will mismatch, not nearly equal. And let's say money. Let me up arrow and press enter. Let's say money with the more. Now this time you notice that inside there is one difference. Inside there is one difference, and one of the string is larger than the other string. Okay. Press enter. They are not nearly equal. So that's what you are supposed to do it in this exercise. Now again, this is the last time I'm going to demonstrate here. Suppose if you are using the IDLE, so let me close this one. If you're using IDLE, click on the file and you click on the new file. Okay. And let me assume that you've taken the pain to, not this one, you've taken the pain to write the entire program. I'm going to just paste it. Okay, just assume that I've typed it. File and save it and go to the proper location. It's very important that you save it at a proper location. And let me say it is A5. Okay, there is no need for, ideally there is no need to write why it will do it. And then you just run. Okay. So this is where you can see it. Enter the string. What is the string? Okay. Anything you can say, whatever you can get the word. Said and head. Okay. Definitely they are not equal. So that's it in this exercise. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the other exercise. Thank you.